I think short rests should be used more often in D&D because there have been times where I have to physically remind myself or have players physically remind me to take or let them take a short rest. And it's odd because 4th edition introduced short rests and everyone kind of loved it. I would say short rests and healing surges are the two best things that came out of 4th edition along with cantrips. However, it's kind of weird. I have a physical reminder within my DM screen. I will put post-it notes up to remind me stuff such as like concentration checks to make them keep track of food and water, camp supplies, all that stuff. And then the biggest thing in the middle of my DM screen is to remind my players to take short rests or to let my players take short rests. There have been entire campaigns where unless your character is taking guard for the night at the campsite, that the DM won't let us take short rests or won't give us the opportunity to take short rests. And I think a lot of problems within D&D could be fixed by doing short rests more often. For example, non-magic users like Rogue, Barbarian, Fighter are easily outpaced by a level 5 Wizard when they are level 10. This is because a lot of the martial class abilities regenerate on short rests instead of long rests. And originally, the way that D&D was supposed to be played is that there was going to be 2 short rests in between every long rest. I don't like bringing it up since it's also not real D&D, but Baldur's Gate 3 also does this. And also, it makes more sense for your characters to rest for about an hour instead of 8 whenever they're about to go on a quest. For example, let's say that your party needs to go into a dungeon or cave to retrieve an ancient amulet that would open up a portal to the 9 hells. It makes more sense, especially if there are enemies in that cave, for the party to take a short rest instead of a long rest. But because let's be honest, a lot of the time, dungeons have enemies like goblins or spiders in there that want to also retrieve the magic item or loot at the end of the dungeon that the party wants to. And another thing, long rests level up with the party. For y'all that don't know, you have a number of hit dice equal to your level. So for example, if you are a level 6 ranger, then you would have 6d6 hit dice. You are able to spend these hit dice to regain HP for your character. Now most spellcaster classes, with Warlock being the exception, don't get their spell slots back on a short rest, and I think that this is pretty balanced. If your casters are constantly casting spells, then they're going to outshine everyone in the party, meaning that it is giving non-spellcasters the great advantage that they need. Also, doing multiple short rests between a long rest makes your spellcasters, especially at lower levels, be more careful with their spells. If the first reaction from the wizard or sorcerer whenever you enter into a new area is, I cast Detect Magic, then you're giving out long rests way too often. That spell slot, especially at level 1 or 2, should be saved for something more important, like a puzzle or combat or a social situation. And I think that's the main reason why a lot of game masters don't give out short rest in both D&D and Pathfinder, because it greatly restricts the spellcaster classes. Now, I'm going to be honest, short rests kind of become useless around level 12 because everyone is so powerful then and the chances of you dying is already really low by then. So basically, in conclusion and summing up this entire video, short rests are better because they not only give back hit points, they also recharge the martial and non-spellcaster class abilities. However, they are a great way to give your players a little bit of a boost without giving them back all of their full abilities. Alright, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Also, leave it down in the comments below what kind of video do you want me to make next. I'm thinking about doing one on multi-classing or barbarian, but I'm not sure.